Did you know that there was a dinosaur capable of facing and injuring the fearsome T-Rex? Get ready to discover the fascinating story of a true prehistoric hero. How did a dinosaur with sharp horns and an impressive ruff manage to challenge the T-Rex? What were its weapons and strategies to defend itself against such a formidable predator? Get ready for a surprising revelation that will change everything you think about these giants of the past. Don't miss the chance to know the truth behind this epic confrontation. What you are about to discover could change the way you see the world of dinosaurs. Make sure you are already subscribed to my channel. I will be happy to have you here with me, and don't miss the secrets of this incredible battle, and see how the Triceratops became the only dinosaur known to have injured a T-Rex. Imagine walking through a prehistoric forest, surrounded by giant trees and the sounds of creatures that no longer exist. The air is thick and full of life, but a deep roar resonates in the distance, sending shivers down your spine. This is the world of dinosaurs, and in this fascinating setting, many stories about these iconic creatures have been created, especially about the famous Tyrannosaurus Rex. In films such as Jurassic Park 3, we see epic battles between T-Rex and other formidable creatures such as the Spinosaurus. These scenes are exciting, full of action and drama, making us believe that these dinosaurs were constantly in conflict, fighting for territory and prey. But the reality is a little different. Did you know that the Spinosaurus and the T-Rex never met in real life? It's true. These dinosaurs lived in completely different eras, separated by millions of years. Let's imagine it another way. If Earth's time were compressed into a single 24-hour day, humans would appear in the last seconds before midnight. Likewise, the Spinosaurus and the T-Rex lived at different times of this gigantic day. The Spinosaurus lived during the Cretaceous period, about 112 to 93 million years ago. It was a huge dinosaur with a spectacular sail on its back, which it probably used to regulate its body temperature or perhaps for display during hunting or mating. On the other hand, Tyrannosaurus rex appeared much later, between 68 and 66 million years ago, also in the Cretaceous period, but at the very end of it. This time span is huge, and many other dinosaurs came and went between the era of Spinosaurus and that of T-Rex. This misconception, fueled by movies, has become a common belief. After all, seeing two giants facing off is a scene that captures the imagination. But the truth is that, while Spinosaurus was hunting fish in rivers and lakes in ancient Africa, T-Rex did not yet exist. By the time T-Rex finally appeared, Spinosaurus had already been extinct for tens of millions of years. The same goes for Giganotosaurus, another giant carnivore that is sometimes pitted against T-Rex in fictional stories. Giganotosaurus lived in South America around 98 to 97 million years ago, long before T-Rex. It also never got the chance to face off against the king of the dinosaurs. But why are these fictional battles so popular? In part, it's because they capture our imagination in such a powerful way. Who doesn't want to see two of history's largest predators fighting for supremacy? And of course, movies have the creative freedom to explore these epic battles, even if they're not scientifically accurate. So the next time you watch a dinosaur movie and see a T-Rex fighting a Spinosaurus or a Giganotosaurus, remember this incredible journey through time that these animals took. They were kings of their own worlds, but they never met for these epic battles. The real history of dinosaurs is even more fascinating, full of incredible details and mysteries waiting to be unraveled. Stay tuned, because the adventures of these ancient creatures are infinitely richer and more complex than any movie scene can capture. In the vast prehistoric world, where dense forests and open fields stretched as far as the eye could see, reigned the fearsome Tyrannosaurus rex, or T-Rex, one of the most formidable predators that ever existed. With its colossal size, knife-sharp teeth, and immense strength, the T-Rex seemed invincible. But there was one dinosaur that dared to face it and, surprisingly, managed to injure it. That dinosaur was the Triceratops. The Triceratops was an imposing herbivore, a true prehistoric war tank. Imagine a modern rhinoceros, but much larger and more robust, with natural armor and 3 sharp horns. The Triceratops had a gigantic head, which could measure more than 2 meters in length. This head was its main weapon and defense, equipped with a large bony shield on the back, known as a frill, and 3 powerful horns, 2 above the eyes and 1 on the nose. In a confrontation between these two titans, the T-Rex, with its powerful jaws, would spot the Triceratops grazing peacefully. In a world where survival was a matter of strength and strategy, the T-Rex saw the Triceratops as a potential meal. But approaching this herbivore was a dangerous task. The Triceratops, despite being a herbivore, was not easy prey. It was always alert with its sharp senses. When the T-Rex approached, the Triceratops would prepare for battle. It would lower its head, pointing its horns directly at the predator. With a menacing roar, it would let the predator know that it was ready to fight. When the T-Rex attacked, attempting to take down the Triceratops with its deadly bite, it would often encounter fierce resistance. The Triceratops would use its horns like spears, delivering powerful blows that could pierce the T-Rex's thick skin. These horns were not only long, but also extremely sharp, covered in a layer of keratin, the same material that makes up our fingernails, but much tougher. There are fossils that provide evidence of these epic battles. For example, a famous fossil known as the dueling dinosaurs shows a juvenile T-Rex and an adult Triceratops fossilized together, apparently killed in combat. The T-Rex in this fossil was badly injured, with broken teeth and fractured bones, while the Triceratops only had 1 T-Rex tooth embedded in its body. This suggests that the Triceratops managed to seriously injure the T-Rex before succumbing to other forces of nature. Another example is the fossil of the dueling Rex, an adult T-Rex with a large hole in its femur, a wound that many paleontologists believe was caused by a Triceratops horn. This type of wound suggests that in some cases the Triceratops not only defended itself, but could also turn the tables on its attacker, seriously injuring them. This fossil evidence tells us a fascinating story about life and fighting in the Cretaceous period. The Triceratops, with its combination of size, strength, and natural weapons, was a worthy and fearsome opponent for the T-Rex. While many dinosaurs tried to avoid direct confrontation with the king of predators, Triceratops faced T-Rex head-on, showing that even the most powerful carnivores had to be careful when choosing their prey. In a world where only the strongest and most well-adapted survived, Triceratops proved that true strength lay not only in the ability to attack, but also in the ability to defend oneself and fight for one's place on this ancient and savage planet. Thus, Triceratops continues to be remembered not only as a giant herbivore, but as the only dinosaur known to have injured a T-Rex, solidifying its place in history as the true nemesis of the king of dinosaurs. In the late 19th century, paleontology was still in its infancy. In 1887, an intriguing discovery was made on the vast plains of North America, large fossilized horns emerging from the ground. Scientists of the time, still trying to unlock the secrets of the prehistoric past, were perplexed by this new evidence. At the time, our understanding of dinosaurs and other extinct creatures was limited. So when the first fragments of a Triceratops were found, paleontologists didn't have a complete context for what they were seeing. The massive horns and the surrounding bone structure were initially interpreted as belonging to a completely different animal. The team of scientists, led by renowned paleontologist Othniel Charles Marsh, believed they had found the remains of an ancient bison and named it Bison alticornis. This interpretation was not entirely unfounded. The horns resembled those of large mammals, such as the bison that roamed the plains long after the dinosaurs had disappeared. The lack of a complete skeleton and the fragmentation of the fossils contributed to this confusion. This was an understandable mistake, given the limited knowledge and the lack of direct comparisons with other horned dinosaur fossils that would later be discovered. However, science is a field that is constantly evolving. The following year, in 1888, a more complete and revealing discovery was made. New fossils included not only the horns, but also significant parts of the animal's skull and body structure. With this new evidence, Marsh and his team revised their initial conclusions. They realized that what they had found was not a prehistoric bison, but something much older and more extraordinary. Triceratops, as it came to be called, was correctly identified as a dinosaur. This new classification led to the creation of the group Ceratopsia, the horned dinosaurs. This group included not only Triceratops, but also its close relatives, all characterized by their impressive horns and large bony frills that decorated their heads. This reclassification was a watershed moment in paleontology, significantly expanding scientists' understanding of the diversity and complexity of dinosaurs. It highlighted the importance of reevaluating evidence in light of new discoveries and showed how science can correct its own mistakes as it progresses. Imagine the scene in Marsh's lab. The excitement and buzz as the new fossils were carefully examined and compared. The dramatic turnaround from a prehistoric bison to one of the most iconic dinosaurs of all time must have been a moment of great revelation. This discovery helped pave the way for a greater understanding of ancient ecosystems and the life that roamed the Earth millions of years ago. Triceratops, with its massive head and sharp horns, emerged not just as a solved enigma, but as a star of the dinosaur world. The correction of its initial classification is a testament to the progressive nature of science, where each discovery is a step toward a deeper understanding of the past. In this way, the story of Triceratops reminds us that science is always in motion, always learning, and always correcting. And although it was initially mistaken for an ancient bison, Triceratops found its rightful place in the dinosaur family tree, solidifying itself as one of the most fascinating and formidable giants to ever walk the Earth. In the late 19th century, one of the most exciting periods in paleontology was just beginning. In 1888, a monumental discovery was made that would forever change our understanding of dinosaurs and the prehistoric world. It was in this year that Triceratops was correctly identified and named, an event that would trigger a series of new discoveries and classifications in dinosaur science. Picture the scene. In a vast excavated field on the plains of North America, paleontologists worked tirelessly under the sun, carefully unearthing fossilized bones that had lain hidden for millions of years. Among these bones was the gigantic head of a Triceratops, with its impressive horns and large bony shield, known as a frill. Scientists, upon analyzing these fossils, realized that they were looking at something extraordinary and never before seen. Paleontologist Othniel Charles Marsh, a prominent figure in paleontology, was at the forefront of this discovery. As he studied the fossils, Marsh noticed that these bones did not belong to any animal known until then. The peculiar structure of the horns and the frill indicated that they were looking at a new species of dinosaur. With great enthusiasm and scientific precision, Marsh named this new species Triceratops, which means three-horned face in Greek. This naming was not only a milestone in paleontology, but also opened the door to the classification of an entire group of dinosaurs. With the correct identification of Triceratops, Marsh and his colleagues realized that there were other dinosaurs with similar characteristics, horns and frills. This led to the creation of the group Ceratopsia, or ceratopsian dinosaurs, which includes horned dinosaurs closely related to Triceratops. Ceratopsians were a fascinating and diverse group of dinosaurs. They varied in size and shape, but they all shared common characteristics that made them unmistakable. These dinosaurs had large frills that probably served a variety of functions, from defense against predators to display during mating season. Their horns, which could vary in number and position, were formidable weapons against any threat. The discovery and correct classification of Triceratops marked a significant advance in the field of paleontology. It was a moment of revelation and deeper understanding of the diversity of dinosaurs that roamed the Earth millions of years ago. It also highlighted the importance of careful and detailed analysis of fossils, as each discovery had the potential to rewrite the history of life on our planet. As fieldwork continued, more fossils of Triceratops and other ceratopsians were discovered, allowing scientists to build a more complete picture of how these animals lived, defended themselves, and behaved. Triceratops, with its massive head and sharp horns, has become one of the most iconic dinosaurs, frequently depicted in books, museums, and films. But this story of discovery and classification goes beyond simply naming a new dinosaur. It symbolizes the ever-evolving nature of science, where each discovery opens up new questions and new possibilities. Triceratops, with its central role in the creation of the Ceratopsia group, stands as a testament to human curiosity and the never-ending desire to understand our past. So the correct identification of Triceratops in 1888 not only gave us an impressive dinosaur to admire, but also expanded our understanding of the incredible variety of life that existed before us. It is a story of continued discovery, of mistakes corrected, and of an endless quest to unravel the mysteries of our ancient world. The legacy of Triceratops and ceratopsian dinosaurs continues to inspire scientists and enthusiasts to this day, keeping alive the fascination with the prehistoric world and its incredible creatures. Let's travel into the fascinating world of Triceratops, one of the most impressive dinosaurs that ever walked the earth. This giant herbivore not only stood out for its size, but also for its unique physical characteristics that made it a true walking fortress. Triceratops was a prehistoric colossus, whose gigantic skull dominated a third of its total body length. Imagine an animal so large that its head alone could measure up to 3 meters in length. This skull was incredibly robust, with thick bones that offered a formidable defense against any predator that dared to attack. One of the most striking features of Triceratops was its 3 sharp horns. 2 of these horns projected above the eyes, sometimes reaching an impressive 1.15 meters in length. The third horn, smaller, was located on the nose. These horns weren't just for show. They were powerful weapons that Triceratops used both to defend itself from predators and to fight other members of its species. Think of these horns as natural spears, capable of piercing the thick skin of any carnivores that dared to attack. In addition to its horns, Triceratops had a large bony shield called a frill that extended behind its head. This frill not only added an extra layer of protection to Triceratops' neck and head, but it may have also been used to regulate body temperature or even as a display feature to attract mates during mating season. Triceratops' body was equally impressive. With a low center of gravity, this dinosaur was well-balanced and able to move with surprising agility for an animal of its size. Its limbs were strong and muscular, capable of supporting its massive weight and providing stability both when grazing and defending itself. Triceratops' bones were incredibly dense and thick, another feature that contributed to its impressive defense. This bone density made its skeleton extremely durable, allowing Triceratops to survive violent confrontations and attacks from fierce predators such as the Tyrannosaurus rex. Although Triceratops was a herbivore, its physical adaptations show that it was more than prepared to face the challenges of its environment. Its appearance may seem menacing, but its diet consisted primarily of plants. Triceratops used its strong, sharp beak to tear up vegetation, and its rows of back teeth efficiently crushed the plants before swallowing them. An interesting fact about Triceratops is that, despite its size and strength, it was not a particularly fast animal. Its stocky body structure and heavy limbs meant that it moved at a slower, more deliberate pace. However, this did not make it vulnerable. On the contrary, its solid stance and powerful horns meant that few predators were willing to take on a full-grown Triceratops. In short, Triceratops was a perfect example of how evolution can create an animal perfectly adapted to its environment. With a gigantic skull, formidable horns, dense bones, and a low center of gravity, Triceratops combined brute strength and natural defense in a way that few other dinosaurs could. These extraordinary physical characteristics not only ensured Triceratops' survival in a dangerous world, but also made it one of the most memorable and studied creatures of the age of dinosaurs. One of the most iconic and fascinating dinosaurs, Triceratops was impressive in both its size and its strength. Let's explore the dimensions and weight of this incredible herbivore in an engaging way that captivates the imagination and keeps the audience attentive to every detail. Imagine yourself walking through a prehistoric plain around 68 million years ago, at the end of the Cretaceous period. In the distance, you see a colossal figure emerging from the vegetation. It is the Triceratops, one of the largest dinosaurs that did not belong to the sauropod group, those long-necked giants. As you get closer, you realize the true enormity of this animal. The Triceratops could measure between 8 and 9 meters in length, almost the size of a school bus. Its body was massive and muscular, supported by powerful legs that supported its impressive weight. Speaking of weight, the Triceratops was a true walking fortress. It could weigh between 6 and 10 tons, with some individuals possibly reaching 12 tons. To give you an idea, that's equivalent to the weight of 2 adult African elephants combined. This immense body mass wasn't just for show. The Triceratops' size played a crucial role in its survival. As one of the largest herbivores of its time, the Triceratops needed to consume a huge amount of vegetation to support its gigantic body. Its diet included tough, fibrous plants, which it would grind down with its powerful teeth located at the back of its mouth. But why did the Triceratops need to be so large? One reason was defense. In a world full of ferocious predators, size mattered. Predators like the Tyrannosaurus rex, one of the most feared carnivores of all time, would think twice before attacking an adult Triceratops. In addition to its size, the Triceratops had its famous horns and frill to protect itself. Its horns could do serious damage to any attacker, and the frill not only served as a defensive barrier, but may have also been used for intimidation displays. The Triceratops' weight also contributed to its stability. With a low center of gravity, it was less likely to be knocked over during a fight. Its dense, robust bones supported its colossal mass, allowing it to move with surprising grace for an animal of its size. Although not as fast as an agile carnivore, Triceratops could move with determination and strength, ensuring constant access to the vegetation necessary for its survival. In the scientific community, Triceratops fossils continue to fascinate paleontologists. These fossils provide us with invaluable insights into how these giants lived and interacted in their environment. The well-preserved remains clearly demonstrate the impressive proportions of Triceratops, allowing scientists to reconstruct its skeleton and better understand its biomechanics. In short, Triceratops was a marvel of prehistoric nature, standing out not only for its unique features, but also for its extraordinary size and weight. It symbolizes the diversity and grandeur of life during the Cretaceous period, reminding us of just how varied and adaptable dinosaurs were. By learning about Triceratops, we are immersed in an exciting chapter in Earth's history, where these herbivorous titans dominated the plains and forests, living in a delicate balance with the predators that surrounded them. One of the most imposing dinosaurs of the age of giant reptiles, Triceratops possessed a series of impressive natural defenses that made it one of the most feared herbivores of its time. To understand how this colossal dinosaur defended itself from ferocious predators like the T-Rex, it is essential to understand its sophisticated natural weapons and defense strategies. Thick bones, natural armor. Imagine a dinosaur with such solid armor that it would be difficult for any predator to penetrate it. Triceratops had extremely thick bones, especially in its legs and upper body. These bones were not just thick, they were robust and reinforced, similar to the material found in battle armor. The thickness of these bones not only helped protect Triceratops from fatal injuries, but also gave it impressive resistance to attacks. The great frill, the neck shield. Now imagine a giant battle shield covering the Triceratops' neck. This shield was actually a huge bony structure called a frill, located at the back of its head. The frill was roughly circular in shape and made of thick bone, giving Triceratops a crucial additional defense. This frill not only helped protect the dinosaur's neck and vital parts, but it also served an intimidating function. With its immense size, this structure could make a predator think twice about getting too close. Sharp horns, the natural spears. What really set Triceratops apart from other dinosaurs was the combination of its sharp horns. Triceratops had 3 impressive horns. 2 were located above its eyes and were particularly long and sharp, sometimes measuring up to 1.15 meters. The 3rd horn was on its nose and was also sharp and robust. These horns were not just impressive adornments. They were true weapons. Used skillfully, the horns could pierce a predator's thick skin or even cause serious wounds, functioning as natural spears in a confrontation. Defense strategies. Prepared for conflict. When a predator like T-Rex approached, Triceratops was far from easy prey. Upon sensing danger, Triceratops would immediately adopt a defensive posture. It would lower its head, aligning its horns to face the threat. This posture not only prepared Triceratops for a possible attack, but also provided an impressive display of its natural weapons. A predator, faced with a Triceratops in a fighting stance, knew it was up against a determined and dangerous adversary. These defense mechanisms were not only important to Triceratops' survival, but also helped maintain its status as one of the most respected and feared herbivores of the dinosaur era. With its combination of thick bones, a protective ruff, and sharp horns, Triceratops demonstrated that, even in a world inhabited by massive predators, it was perfectly equipped to defend itself and survive. So as Triceratops roamed its prehistoric landscapes, it did so with the confidence that its natural adaptations made it a force to be reckoned with. This impressive combination of defenses not only ensured its survival during its era, but also cemented it as one of the most remarkable and fascinating dinosaurs in history. Triceratops and T-Rex are two of the most iconic creatures of the Cretaceous period, and their interactions are a fascinating chapter in dinosaur history. Fossil evidence offers us a window into these epic battles, revealing intriguing details about how these prehistoric giants fought each other. The discovery of the dueling dinosaurs. During a dig in the western United States, paleontologists discovered an extraordinary fossil that would become known as the dueling dinosaurs. This fossil captured a stunning moment in prehistoric life. A juvenile T-Rex and an adult Triceratops fossilized together. What makes this fossil so special is the clear evidence of a fierce fight. The Triceratops, with its long, sharp horns, had clearly left its mark. The T-Rex, for its part, was badly injured, with broken teeth and fractured bones. These signs of injury indicate that the Triceratops was able to land critical blows against the predator before both succumbed to their struggle and the natural challenges of the time. This fossil not only reveals the direct conflict between these two species, but also provides a detailed look at how Triceratops used its natural weapons in combat. The dueling Rex fossil. Another fascinating example is the dueling Rex fossil, which features an adult T-Rex with a massive wound to its femur. The deep hole in the dinosaur's bone structure is suspected to have been caused by a Triceratops horn. Paleontologists believe that during an attack, the Triceratops used its horns with such force and precision that it managed to pierce the T-Rex's robust bone. These wounds were not just marks of a fight. They show the effectiveness of Triceratops' defenses in combat. The thickness of the bones and the structure of the horns indicate that Triceratops was not only defending itself, but was also able to inflict significant damage on its predators. This type of wound demonstrates that, despite the fact that T-Rex was one of the most feared predators, even it had to think twice before attacking a well-prepared Triceratops. Interpreting the evidence. Fossil evidence, such as that found in the dueling dinosaurs and the dueling Rex, offers an intriguing account of predator-prey dynamics in the age of dinosaurs. It reveals that Triceratops, with its combination of sharp horns and a robust defensive ruff, was a formidable adversary. This evidence shows that Triceratops not only survived, but was able to repel attacks from one of the largest carnivores in prehistory. These discoveries not only help paleontologists better understand life and conflict in the Cretaceous, but also bring to life the stunning reality of encounters between these prehistoric giants. Triceratops, with its exceptional defensive adaptations, left an indelible mark on Earth's history, proving that even the most powerful predators had to face considerable challenges when trying to capture their prey. So the next time you think of Triceratops, imagine it not just as a simple herbivore, but as one of the most impressive defenders of the dinosaur age, capable of facing even the most fearsome predators with exceptional courage and skill. Triceratops' social behavior. Solitary or sociable? Imagine a vast, verdant landscape of the Cretaceous period, where huge trees and plants covered the land. Among the shadows of these trees, a majestic dinosaur moves cautiously. It is Triceratops, with its large head covered by a bony shield and its imposing sharp horns. Now, imagine the life of this gigantic herbivore and how it interacted with its fellow creatures. Triceratops is often portrayed as a solitary dinosaur, a true lone wolf of prehistoric times. Most of the time, it roamed alone, exploring vast fields and forests in search of food. Its dietary needs and massive size made it an animal that preferred solitude, allowing it to avoid the conflicts and dangers of group life. Solitary by necessity. Living alone had its advantages for Triceratops. With its impressive size and formidable defenses, it was well equipped to survive alone. Its sharp horns and defensive ruff made it a fearsome opponent for any predator. Living alone allowed Triceratops to spend its energy focusing on food and survival, without the need for internal competition for resources, as would be the case in large groups. The surprise of evidence. However, science often reveals unexpected surprises. Although Triceratops were predominantly solitary, some fossil evidence suggests that they were not always reclusive. Paleontologists have discovered evidence that suggests that Triceratops occasionally gathered in small groups or family formations. This evidence is fascinating and reveals a more social side to Triceratops. Imagine a group of Triceratops, each with its own set of horns and shields, roaming together across the plains. They might be gathering during the breeding season, or simply looking for a safe and fertile place to graze. These gatherings would not be large herds, but rather small assemblages, where each Triceratops maintained its individuality but shared time and resources with others of its kind. The mystery of the footprints. One of the most intriguing discoveries is the presence of Triceratops footprints in some areas. These footprints suggest that at certain times, several Triceratops passed through the same location, possibly following the same route or congregating in areas rich in vegetation. These tracks may indicate that Triceratops gathered in small groups at specific times, perhaps to better protect themselves from predators or to find food. The role of families. In addition to the evidence of temporary groups, there are suggestions that family units may have formed. This could include a small group of Triceratops, possibly consisting of an adult and its offspring. This behavior would have provided additional protection for the young, who could benefit from the experience and strength of the adults as they learn to survive in the wild. Solitary and group life. The social behavior of Triceratops is a testament to its adaptability and flexibility. While most of its time was spent alone, allowing it to make the most of its defensive abilities and food resources, time spent together in small groups or family units provided an additional advantage in terms of protection and survival. Thus, Triceratops was not simply a loner by choice, but a dinosaur that knew when to take advantage of the benefits of being together. These aspects of Triceratops' behavior show a dinosaur that, despite its impressive defenses and imposing size, had a richer and more varied social life than one might imagine. The next time you think of Triceratops, consider not only the solitary giant, but also the potential for community and togetherness, revealing the complexity and diversity of dinosaur life in a fascinating prehistoric world. The ecological role of Triceratops. The dominant of the subtropical forests. Deep in the subtropical forests of the late Cretaceous period, an imposing dinosaur glided majestically through the lush vegetation. This dinosaur, Triceratops, was not only one of the largest herbivores of its time. It played a crucial role in its ecosystem, shaping the landscape and influencing the life around it. The guardian of the forests. Imagine a vibrant world covered in dense forests and green fields stretching as far as the eye could see. Triceratops roamed these lands with an impressive presence, its colossal body and sharp horns making it one of the most prominent herbivores. In its environment, Triceratops was a true guardian of the forests. It helped shape the vegetation around it, feeding on a wide range of plants, from large leaves to twigs and shrubs. As a dominant dinosaur, Triceratops played a vital role in maintaining ecological balance. Its constant chewing helped to control plant growth, preventing certain species from becoming overly dominant. In doing so, it ensured that plant diversity was maintained, providing space and resources for other life forms. Interaction with other species. Life alongside Triceratops was a spectacle of interaction and balance. It shared its habitat with a multitude of other dinosaur species, each with its own role in the ecosystem. These included predators such as the Tyrannosaurus rex, which viewed Triceratops as a food source, and other smaller herbivores, which competed for plants and resources. Triceratops, with its colossal size and defensive behavior, helped maintain the balance between predators and prey. Its presence influenced the hunting and feeding patterns of carnivores, which had to adapt to its formidable defensive abilities. Likewise, Its diet and impact on vegetation created opportunities for new plants to grow and new habitats for other species. Ecosystem changes. As Triceratops roamed the subtropical forests, its presence and activities shaped the environment. It was largely responsible for creating clearings in the vegetation, allowing sunlight to reach the ground and fostering the growth of new plants. These clearings attracted other life forms and helped sustain a rich network of organisms. However, the story of Triceratops and its ecosystem was about to undergo a drastic change. The KT extinction event, approximately 66 million years ago, brought about a global catastrophe that forever changed the world of dinosaurs. The impact of a large asteroid and the subsequent devastating environmental effects resulted in a mass extinction, profoundly affecting all aspects of life on Earth, including Triceratops and its companions. Triceratops' legacy. Although Triceratops disappeared with the KT extinction event, its ecological impact continued to be felt. Its role as a large herbivore helped shape subtropical ecosystems and influenced the evolution of plants and animals over millions of years. Studying their fossils provides a window into the past, allowing scientists to better understand how these mighty dinosaurs interacted with their environment and other life forms. Thus, Triceratops is remembered not only as a giant of the forests, but as a key player in shaping and balancing its ecosystem. Its life and influence remain a testament to the complexity and interconnectedness of life forms that existed on Earth before the Great Extinction event. Triceratops, with its grandeur and ecological importance, continues to fascinate and inspire, reminding us of the importance of herbivores in maintaining the balance of life on Earth.